Gentlemen, hello, good evening, guten Abend. Wir sitzen hier natürlich mit Ed Mann, Percussionist. Percussionist von Frank Zappa. Auch mal, also an sich ein sehr interessanter Mensch. Ed, welcome to our festival. We realized that we tried to arrange for a different rain shower, so we managed to have it not rain during your appearance. But we're very glad to have you here. Of course, this isn't your first time here, but I'm not sure if you've sensed a change in the festival at all. Does this feel different from the first time? Wait, can we turn this off for a second? We don't want to talk about the first time. Just say something about it's great to be here. How about that? Go? So. I know. Yeah, that's the way I am. It's kind of. So, Ed, what do you think? Is it the weather worked out for us? Is it good to be here? We're glad to have you.
This is how it works. You ask the question, I take the mic and give the answer?
That's it.
Okay.
We're very
So,
high budget.
all right,
Very
okay.
high budget here.
All right.
I also have to lean back.
All right, yeah. What was the question?
Who am I and why am I talking to you? Ed, you're here for the second time, of course. When you first joined us, we were a pretty small festival. Here we are today. We're very glad to have you. Do you experience the festival as having a different meaning than it did back then?
I noticed the artist roster is more eclectic. When I was here before, it was it was more rock bands and people covering Zappa music, and this is a wider range of music. Where did you get that shirt, Jim?
Die Shirt, also das Hemd, es geht um, dass die jetzige Künstler natürlich etwas weiter gefächert sind als damals. Das Hemd, ich bin sehr stolz drauf, ist ein echtes, frühsexiger H-Bar-C, California, 100%iges Polyester, Hank Williams Modell. I got it actually, I bought this shirt in downtown Oakland. Okay. Er weiß schon Bescheid, er behält den Mikro. I bought this shirt in a shop in downtown Oakland that was populated by one white guy and a lot of very old, very black guys, and you can guess who the white guy was. But it's a real H-Bar-C, I believe I am. Well, actually, would you like to see? Es geht darum, ich habe das Hemd eigentlich in Oakland, das ist eine schwarze Stadt, gekauft. Ich war der einzige Weiße, ich und viele ältere schwarze Herren, die solche Hemden gekauft haben. Ed sagte, ja, du bist ja eigentlich Jude. Ich sagte, will ich das sehen? Aha. Also, das erkläre ich euch später, macht nichts. Okay, Jörg, jetzt kommen wir weiter.
I've noticed that this style that you wear is kind of a signature for you. Is that it looks like a 1970s car salesman, and as people are scanning around the field, if you want to find Jim Cohen, you look for that. He stands right out. He looks right out. Is this on purpose, or is this just happens to be the clothing that you enjoy?
Ihr merkt, wer das Interview gibt hier. Eigentlich ist es, I'll do it in German first. Eigentlich hat es mit Hank Williams zu tun. Also der hat ja auch mal einen ganz schönen Dreh zu diesen Kleidung gehabt. As you know, the late, great Hank Williams Sr. was very partial to his proper jackets. Yep. And you'll also notice that the proper Western shirt always has 4 buttons. This one only has 3. 4 buttons on the cuff. The ones with 3 are suspected of being made in Malaysia. Next question, please.
Do you prefer these the discoordinate colors that are specifically made to not go together? That is part of the Jim Cohen look.
Well, I really choose to refer to that as cordially disambient. You do know this is a Zachary All original.
I didn't know that. No.
I've got some pretty cool duds here. No, there's a careful border between ugly and discordant. Also die wichtige Grenze zwischen einfach hässlich, clownmäßig und sich beißend, je nachdem, wo man beißt. Das ist eine wichtige Grenze. Also, ja.
And what is it that keeps drawing you back to Zappanal year after year after year?
Lupsa. Oh, that's the beer brand here. Well, you know what? Ed, when I came here, Eddie, are you kidding? When I came here the first time, it was a very small operation. It was run by a lot of people with green T-shirts who didn't know what they were doing, but they knew what they wanted to do, and they were so sincere about it and so moved by the idea of Frank Zappa that I knew that's where I belong. the festival emerged from East Germany, from all that stuff, the thing, as we say, as Harry Shearer says. And to see the energy that had been pent up for all those years explode onto the grass here at the Rennbahn in Bad Oberon was pretty fucking motivating.
And what is it about the magical ambience of Jim Cohen that causes people to continually be drawn toward you like a magnet?
Es ging darum, also was ist es mich, dass die Leute sich an mich magnetisch heranzieht. Die Tatsache, dass ich ja immer der Erste am Mikro bin und das normalerweise in der Hand halte und dann haben sie keine andere Wahl. Also usually I'm the first one on the microphone and I don't like to turn it over, so they don't really have a choice. They just have to kind of be there. Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to say about your upcoming projects?
Yes, actually, I will be... I will be doing a studio album with Kent Nagano. We're going to get Davy Jones of the Monkees to come in and play a Jew's harp for us. But that, of course, is still in negotiation. So in terms of my classical interest in Frank Zappa's music, I would say we will be vibrating constituently.
Is there anything else you'd like to add for the audience who all wants to know the details of your life?
Frank, hast du Fragen? Hat jemand hier Fragen für eine von uns? Actually, Ed...
I was wondering about that before I came today, because when I was in Canada for 2 years, if you wore white socks, it was the worst thing. If you're in the United States and you wear black socks with short pants, you can't do that. So I was thinking, well, I'm in Europe now. Is it white socks or is it black socks? I'm kind of wearing the black shirt. Black socks would have gone, but ultimately I was afraid of being accused of being a nerd. Because in the United States, if you wear black socks with short pants, that's a sign of being a nerd. I like nerds. But I don't want that identity or association. So it was the White Sox that won out today.
I would also like to... do you mind if I take the microphone? Thank you very much. Ich stopp mal. Ed, could you please put your feet up? Einfach put them up on the table. Ladies and gentlemen, also ich ja selber bin 29 Jahre alt. Ich bin aber in den 70er aufgewachsen, als Running Shoes ein ganz neuer Begriff war. Und zwar diese Schuhe in diesem Form, mit diesem Swoosh, gab es seit 30 Jahren nicht mehr. Ed, in an act of God, found these shoes right before leaving to come to the Zappanale. Now, the match is not perfect, but I do want to point out that Ed and I do have similar confectional, that means clothes in German, confectional tastes, which makes me feel like I'm really important. But now we'll get back to the interview. I'm done, apparently. Ladies and gentlemen, wenn ich darf, kurz zusammenfassen darf, also natürlich Ed Mann. Mein bestes Interview bis jetzt. That's the best interview I ever did. Thank you, Ed.
Was that it?
I beg your pardon?
Was that it?
Was that it? Would you like us to dance? She has a wonderful Irish accent, doesn't she? Have you ever seen my legs?
Actually, no.
Oh, you have a question?
I haven't seen other things either.
Wait a minute. I thought you were...
Ed, would you not tell us the story? You told me already years back, but would you not tell us the story of how you met Frank Zappa for the first time?
Well,
Unless you don't.
it's a strange story. The way that I met Frank was through my teacher John Bergamo, who had worked with Frank and was, let me see, what was it? It was the Petit Oiseau. It was chamber orchestra music they were putting together summer of 1975, and so I asked if I could go to a rehearsal, and that's when Frank had the place on Sunset. It was a rehearsal, Herb Cohen's rehearsal studio. And so I was standing there in the alley, and a car pulls up at the end, and out gets Frank Zappa in a big Hawaiian shirt with an arm full of music. And he walks up the alley with a cigarette and everything, and I'm just standing there by the door, and he goes, "Hi," shakes my hand, and that was it. You know, he didn't know me, but he was clearly having fun. Out in the sun, Hawaiian shirt, cigarette, arm full of music. That's Frank Zappa. And the car could have pulled up right to the door to let him out, but he specifically wanted to be let off down the street so he could walk up the street with the music. And be Frank Zappa in Hollywood. So that's how I met Frank. And then 2 years later, Frank called John to overdub on the Black Page, and he said, "Bring someone else with you." So John asked me to come along, and so we did that overdubbing on the Black Page, which is the Live in New York record, and so that was in March, and then in June, I got a call at midnight from Ruth Underwood, who said, "You have to call Frank right now. Right, if you know a keyboard player, because Frank is looking for a keyboard player. He can't find a good keyboard player, and he's just out of ideas. And I thought you might know someone. If you do, here's Frank's number. Call him right now. It's midnight." So I had been smoking weed all day, and I was stoned and everything. But I figured, well, you call Frank. If somebody calls you in the night and tells you to call Frank, you just do it. So I called Frank, and he said, "Keyboard player, huh? Yeah, okay, all right. What are you doing right now?" And I said, "Nothing." And he said, "Well, why don't you come up to the house and let's jam?" And so I went up, and by that time it was 1:30 in the morning, and Patrick O'Hearn was there, and Adrian Ballou, and Peter Wolf, I think, who had already been hired. And so we jammed for 10 or 15 minutes. Nothing. I mean, it was a non-audition. It was just having fun, messing around. And then Frank said, "Great, you want to be in the band?" And sure, but I'm not a mallet player. I'm a drummer. And he said, "Well, it's okay. You'll get it. You'll get it." And I never thought I really would get it, but I did somehow. It's the pressure and fear works to help you get it. And then I called Ruth back, and I said, "You're not going to believe what happened. Frank asked me to be in the band," and she said, "I knew that was going to happen." Well, if you knew that was going to happen and you don't like it, then why did you call me last night?
Ich mache nur die kurze Zusammenfassung und so. Es ging darum natürlich, die erste Begegnung war bei einer, also mehr oder weniger zufällige, Ed wollte einfach mit dabei sein bei einer Aufnahmesession, hat Frank dann erlebt, weil Frank war dabei, Frank zu sein, was auch mal gelernt werden will. Ein paar Jahre später, Ed war zu Hause natürlich, ja, hat schon ein paar Kilo irgendwelche unerlaubte Substanz schon geraucht. Naja, kann ja mal vorkommen. Und Ruth Underwood ruft an. Ruth ist natürlich auch mal also die Percussion-Expertin und sagt, "Ed, du musst ja jetzt sofort Frank Zappa anrufen." Ed sagt halt, "What? Okay." Aber er weiß, wenn Frank Zappa angerufen werden will, hat er angerufen. Zappa sagt halt, "Komm einfach mal hoch." Also Zappa hat nachts gearbeitet, es war 1:30 Uhr morgens. "Komm mal hoch, spielen wir einfach ein bisschen, jammen wir ein bisschen." Die haben gejammt, das war keine formelle Spielen, sondern einfach so. Und Frank sagt, "Willst du in der Band sein?" Ding. Nun, natürlich hat Ed dann Ruth zurückgerufen und gesagt hat, "Ja, du kannst es dir vorstellen. Also Zappa hat mich gefragt, ob ich mit in der Band sein will." Ruth sagt halt, "Ich wusste es schon." That was the short version. Rated PG. And now?
It's probably the most unusual Zappa audition, because the Zappa auditions are notoriously difficult. Sometimes it takes days. Sometimes it's over. Usually it's over in 15 seconds. But there's humiliation and pain and suffering involved.
Alle Missverständnisse auszuräumen, er sagte, es ist normalerweise in 15 Sekunden vorbei, es gibt Schmerzen und Demütigung, aber es geht nicht um Sex, es geht um die Frank Zappa Audition. Vorspielen heißt es. Ja, I just want to make sure we're not talking about sex.
Yeah. No.
Pain, humiliation in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
It's rated.
No, I mean, but I saw, so many auditions during the band, and thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Is it a dope pipe? Oh, all right. Sorry.
Wait a minute.
It's a pieces and regalia.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
Very good. Thank you very much.
vielen Dank. That's fantastic. Wow. So yeah. Anyway, it was a non-audition, and I don't know why it happened that way, but yeah, I'll accept.
We don't need to talk about religion on tape. Any other weitere Fragen? Du.
About all of the Frank Zappa songs, what's your favorite song?
Favorite Zappa number?
Favorite Zappa song is probably "Strictly Gentile." Yeah, the most beautiful, and also has the most beautiful complexity inside of it. The blend of simplicity and complexity. Yeah.
Also strictly gentil, einfach weil es die Einfachheit und die Kompliziertheit, also hast du ja schon. Na, я говорю тоже по-русски, должен? Не. Alles klar, хорошо. Дальше вопросы. Further questions? You look like you're waiting to say something.
Who, me?
Yes.
Again.
Hi. If you're not, Tim is, I'm sure.
Have I
'Cause
not
he's-
used up my time? No, actually, what's your current project?
She's a journalist, by the way. She's used to doing interviews.
I've just taken a 5-year hiatus from all music, except I play it for myself. But nothing in the professional world. And now I'm getting ready to start doing live performances and gong work again.
Also nach 5-jähriger Auszeit ist der Ed jetzt mal wieder dabei. Gong-Arbeit, is that in the Buddhist sense of gong, or is that just gong? Okay. Holistic gongs. Okay, great. Also Ed kommt ja langsam mal wieder in das Berufssparte rein. Nach 5 Jahren buddhistischer Gong-Musik fängt er an, gezielt zu betreiben. Das ist ihm eigentlich schon, es liegt ihm. Ja, gut. Wunderbar. Yeah, everything good? Good, okay. Yes, please.
Can you tell us some funniest story during your show with Frank? The funniest story.
The funniest thing that ever happened on stage.
You know, I don't know if there's one funniest thing. It was in general, being on stage with Frank was fun and funny, and so it was in every show, between songs or working out the improvisations and the way they would happen live with secret word and unexpected things. That was the most fun, just the actual process of doing it. On stage, there's no one thing that I can think of. Off stage, there's a million of them, but I can't talk about it. And because a lot of it's illegal. Not to do with Frank, to do with everybody else around Frank and what people do on the road. But yeah, it was just so much fun to be with him. I've never had so much fun and have so much humor and enjoyment. I mean, the people that are having the most fun at a Zappa concert are the people in the band. Even sometimes the music is not fun to listen to, but it's fun to play, you know?
Was für ein Segen. Also Ed sagt natürlich, dass es gibt nicht unbedingt ein einzelnes Ereignis auf der Bühne, der am witzigste ist, sondern es waren einfach die Tätigkeit mit Frank zusammenzuspielen, auf der Bühne zu sein, mit dem Secret Word, mit Tim und Confinement Loaf und alles mögliche, was spontan einfach dazu kam. Die Musik, meint er, das ist ja auch nicht immer spaßig anzuhören, das heißt in dem Sinne von entspannt und man muss arbeiten, die Musik anzuhören, aber Spaß zu haben, bei Zappa mitzuspielen, das war überhaupt keine Arbeit. Oh, here we go. Jetzt kommt es, er sagte eigentlich, alles sei gesetzlich verboten. Jörg, kannst du FSK 16 abschminken, aber das macht nichts. Du halt deine Ohren zu, bitte.
This is a funny story. Oh no! It's not like that. She's so sweet. Yeah. This is not. It's okay. It's not a funny story. It wasn't any fun. I mean, it wasn't any fun when the story happened, but it's a funny story. So it's when in 1978, when with Vinny and the band and Frank was recording all that, we were doing it live. What became "Shut Up and Play Your Guitar," and so he's telling Vinny to play without meter, just to play phrases and times and flourishes and textures, but no rhythm. So that's his instruction to Vinny, and then over that Frank plays free guitar. But his instruction to me is to play in time on the bells, but everybody else drop out. No keyboards, everybody's out except Frank and Vinny going crazy with no time, and me, I'm doing the time. Ding, ding, Deathless Horsey or whatever that was. Dang, 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 right? So it's going on, and I'm going ding, ding, and Frank's looking over at me going, no. But Where is it? There's nobody else playing time. He's not playing time. He's already told Vinny, don't play time, and I'm the only one. I'm going ding, ding, ding. I don't know how much more simple that can be, and he's looking at me going, no, that's not the time. That's not the time. Get, in time is what I mean. In time. And I'm going, okay, ding, ding, ding. No, that's not it. Ding. He's giving me these looks on stage, and and so I finally realized, wait a minute, there's no way. This is either a cosmic joke on me, or he's really serious, but clearly he's not happy. So all I can do is just stop playing. And then after the show, Frank says, don't stop playing when I tell you to stop playing. And next time, play in time.
I'm not sure how to translate that. Also es geht die Aufnahmen bei it was Deathless Horsey? Ja, Deathless Horsey. Zu der Zeit von Shut Up and Play Your Guitar. Zappa hat es so ausgelegt, dass Vinnie Colaiuta und Frank selbst einfach mal frei gespielt haben. Und als Percussionist natürlich, Ed hat die dankbare Aufgabe, Time zu halten, Takt. Und alle anderen haben einfach frei durch die Gegend gespielt. Nur Ed musste im Takt spielen. Und natürlich, Zappa fängt an. Falsch. Naja, gut. Also auf alle Fälle... nach dem Show hat Frank dann gesagt, wait, I have to think about this for a minute. Don't stop playing when I tell you to play and play in time. Is that right?
When I tell you to play in time, play in time. And the funny thing is, the drummer is given the instruction to not play in time. Frank is already not playing in time. The bass player is giving the instruction, don't play. Keyboard player, the instruction, don't play. Tacit. Right? So I'm the only one. It's just ding, 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 ding. And Frank's going, no, in time.
Also, auf gut Deutsch gesagt, so, es ging einfach darum, dass dieser einfache 4/4-Takt musste Ed halten, weil alle anderen in der Gruppe haben Tacit, also Schweiger vorgeschrieben bekommen. Der Schlagzeuger soll ja ohne Takt spielen. Frank spielt ohne Takt und sagt trotzdem, er macht es falsch. Naja, gut, so ist mit Frank Zappa arbeiten. Back to you, Ed.
Oh, I have nothing else.
Oh, right. That's all right. Any other questions? Yes.
What can you remember about the Palermo concert in 1982?
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I do remember, yeah.
What can you remember?
Okay, well, I remember that somehow there hadn't been a concert in Palermo since the last concert was the Police, and there was a riot. So they stopped all concerts. And then the next concert was a few years later, I guess it was, Zappa. It was the first concert in a few years. And the reason they stopped the concerts there were because there were riots. So they let everybody in. It was the first concert in 2 years, and everybody is pissed off, the entire audience, because they're angry because of political things, because they haven't been allowed to have concerts. So this is a soccer stadium, football stadium, with cement seats, chairs. Somehow they managed to set that on fire. I don't know how you do that, but set on fire. So it's on fire. We're playing for 10 minutes. Stage on fire. They bring out the police for crowd control. The wind is blowing toward the stage. The audience is out there. The police with the tear gas get in front of the stage, send it off, and it all goes whoop, right back onto the stage. It doesn't hit the audience. It hits us. And then they brought out towels, wet towels, and we had to go down an escape hatch underneath the stadium into a bunker where we sit for 4 hours until they had the crowd clear. And then when I came out, it was unbelievable. There was police cars overturned and on fire. So it was a total of 10 or 15 minutes of music.
And someone was eating a pizza backstage, right? It was a strange pizza.
That's right. It was a strange. How do you know that?
Tim knows everything. No. Well, all right. Yeah.
What's that story? I mean, I've heard.
Can we say that? Let me do the first one, then we'll get back to the Strange Pizza, because Strange Pizza is what we're about. Es ging natürlich darum, also um die Palermo-Konzert, wo es ein Randale geworden war. Und Ed meinte eben, also da war die Stimmung sowieso am Anfang einfach scheiße, weil die Leute haben seitdem die The Police da gespielt haben, haben sie dann ein mehrjähriges Konzertverbot in Palermo verhängt, weil es damals ein Randal gab. Dann quasi als erste Konzert dann wieder kam Zappa. Und zwar irgendwie haben sie es geschafft, mal in einem Stadion mit Betonsitze, haben sie es geschafft, die Betonsitze anzuzündeln. Auf alle Fälle, wie es kommen musste. Dann haben sie die übliche, wie nennt man das in Berlin, also die Polizei für die, also Sondereinsatzkommando. Haben natürlich ihre Tränengas abgefeuert, Wind war falsch, kamen auf die Bühne, die mussten durch eine Notausgangslücke fluchten, that's it. Und runter unter der Bühne, da haben sie Silvio Berlusconi gefunden, mussten mit ihm Pizza essen, 4 Stunden lang. Okay, Berlusconi wasn't there at the time. Okay, gut. Auf alle Fälle, es war einfach bedauerlich, weil es nur 15 Minuten Musik gab überhaupt, also 15-Minute Concert. It's kind of easy money. Aber Tim wollte auch natürlich etwas wissen, was ich glaube, wir alle jetzt mal gleich erfahren werden, was für eine komische Pizza hinter der Bühne gegessen würde. And, excuse me, you're asking me the questions? Ask me to tell you about the strange pizza. I can't. You do it.
So the funny thing about the pizza was that we were in Sicily and Italy, and everybody thinks pizza is Italian. But this pizza, instead of being an actual pizza crust with Italian tomato seasoning, Italian seasonings, and tomato sauce and mozzarella cheese, this was just bread with ketchup and American cheese. And American cheese is not cheese. And ketchup is barely a tomato. And bread is not a crust. But this, it was all we had to eat. Nobody had eaten dinner. And we were there for 4 hours with all this bread, ketchup, American cheese, pizza. And that's what the Italians gave to us as, pizza.
Also Ursache der Randal war wohl folgendes, und zwar aus Catering gab es ja also ein echtes Pizza, natürlich Süditalien, das sagen alle Italiener, Pizza kommt aus Süditalien, aus Palermo vielleicht, naja, wer weiß, aber das Pizza, was denen hingestellt wurde, bestand aus Toastbrot, also gut amerikanisches weiße Toastbrot, Ketchup, bestimmt nicht Heinz, und sogenannter American Cheese. Jetzt, man muss an Ronald Reagan denken, dann versteht man, was American Cheese ist. Velveeta ist ähnlich wie American Cheese, aber American Cheese kommt auch aus der Sprühdose, wenn es muss. Ne? Und das war das Catering, also wenn ihr denkt, dass es hier ja schlecht zugeht, da gab es Pizza aus Toastbrot, Ketchup und American Cheese. Oh, I have the name for my next band. Anybody else? No? Are you guys relaxing? Everybody's the little girl, also es tut mir so leid wegen des kleinen Mädel da, also mein Gott. Ja, ist okay. Ach Mann. Ja. Also meine wäre nach vorne gelaufen, hat mich eins getreten und gesagt, halt die Schnauze, du. I was just, I don't know if you caught it, there was a little girl coming in right when the illegal stories were going on. I said, in German, cover your ears, and she didn't, she ran away. And I'm like, oh.
I can't tell the illegal stories.
Yeah, no, that's, I wrote them down though, we'll have you sign them later. Ladies and Gentlemen, als wir hier ankamen, war es gar nicht so ganz klar. Ed hat nicht gewusst, dass Leute zuschauen, sondern dachte, wir sind weggesperrt. Nur wir zwei und wir machen... Und jetzt habt ihr Ed Mann aber wirklich kennengelernt. Also I'm just taking the opportunity to say at the beginning, we didn't know how this was going to work. You didn't even really know people were going to listen. But I think what you've really done is given the people who are here a real chance to get to know who Ed Mann really is. I have the other story. I know who you really are too, but we'll be talking about that later. I have a Swiss account. It's okay. But I would personally like to thank you, number one, just for being here and being you, because I found it very enjoyable. Number two, for doing the best interview of you that I've ever done. And the only, yes, well, Jörg promises me he'll be deleting all the copies. In the name of the Zapanale, the one that you were at before, the one that you're at now, and the one that you'll be at in the future, because time is highly overrated, I would like to say thank you for being here. Thank you for the shoes. Thank you for the socks. We'll skip the shorts. And thank you for being Ed Mann, for these people here, and for all the rest who didn't come down to hear you speak.
Dankeschön. Thank you.
Okay, wir werden jetzt Ed seine höchst belobte Running Shoes mal ausprobieren lassen. Bestimmt, would you be willing to do an interview? Sorry, an autograph or two? Okay, Ed's going to play with his musical box there. If you'd like to get Helmut King, the world famous artist, would I think like to do something back in the back. If you'd like an autograph, get an autograph. Tim, go have a pizza. Thank you guys for coming. We'll see you up on the stage.